Hello everyone, and welcome back to All the Mods 6. As you can see, we are back on the server, and last episode, we messed around with Create. We didn't have any quests to help us with, but Create actually has a pretty cool system in it, where you can hold down W on an item, and it essentially shows you how it works. You have a little video that plays at the bottom, you can see how everything works. Oh, you pretty much learn how it works through the game, which is pretty cool. This episode, I'm thinking we leave this stuff here. I mean, it works. We can go ahead and turn it on. I switched out the blast furnace for a normal furnace because that way it actually, does stuff. Instead of having to smelt like ores all the time, we can just put in cobble. So here it goes. It works. Stuff starts spinning. Everything starts spinning. It's pretty cool. We can change the speed of it by turning this on or off. That should make it faster and slower. Oh, yeah, but that's pretty much it, right? It goes faster, it goes slower, it does this, it does that. It's pretty cool. What I want to do, however, is head over into this direction, over to where our farm is, and I've got a pretty big goal for this episode. What I want to do is build some sort of windmill in the middle here, and have that windmill create rotational energy that we're going to use to harvest the crops that we have here. Obviously, we could easily harvest this with, quite simply, I'm pretty sure it's called a harvester. Yeah, we could make a harvester. That would get the same job done. Probably a lot better and a lot faster, but it has one difference. It doesn't look as cool. So we're going to try and give this a shot. I think our first goal is going to be to first get a windmill happening. So we'll see if we can do that. I'm thinking I put it in the middle here. I was thinking about putting it somewhere else. I'm not too sure, but I'm thinking we put it here. And I'm thinking what I do is I clear a little bit of this crop here to give me a spot to work in. We can build it right in the middle there. I think that will be alright. I've got some nether brick that I think I'm going to use. Once again, don't know if this is going to look good. Oh my god. I'm struggling to play stuff, as you can see, but basically, we'll see how this goes. Can I? Oh god. Oh god, I've made a big mess. Oh, is that my chest? Yes, okay. I was like, oh, loot. I'm going to build this up a little bit. We're going to build something that resembles even the slightest amount of a windmill. And then we're going to try and make it actually function as a windmill. And that sounds pretty cool to me. Oh, but as you can see, our jetpack is very fast, and I'm struggling a bit. Alrighty, this is the design that I've sort of settled with. I realized pretty soon that this is an even number, like an even length, which means it's going to look horrible if we kept it even. So I've tried to make it sort of like curve up a bit. I don't think this looks too bad. I use these little half slabs that we have to make things look a little bit nicer. And I'm thinking we'll place this, the start of the windmill, or whatever it is, right here. We'll see how it looks. So in order to actually make the windmill, we need to make this windmill bearing. Hopefully we have the stuff for it. It's going to require, I think, just dirt or rock or... Yeah, stone, actually. It needs some stone, it needs a shaft, and it needs a turntable. And a turntable is just a shaft and a slab, so that's pretty easy. We can do that. Then we get a windmill bearing. Here we go. And then I pretty much just slap it there, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I'm trying to decide just how I want this to look. What if we have it sticking out like that? Maybe that will look a little bit better. God, this, I'm not an artsy person, so we'll see how this goes. Then we can do a few different things. One of them is we can make a chassis, which is probably what I'm going to do. Let's also get some andesite crafted. Luckily, we set up the auto crafting, so that should be doable. That is very doable. Get the alloys. We can use chassis, and what they essentially do is they connect to each other almost like a sticky piston. And I think it changes its color based on the type of log you use. So I guess we're going to be using oak logs. I'm wondering if I could use pine instead. And I'm not entirely sure about this step because I haven't played with any of this stuff from Create before, but I know that you can place different types of chassis, so I assume that the log is what separates them. Although these kind of look the same, so maybe you paint them or something. I honestly don't really know. But essentially, as you can see here, this side's sticky, which means it attaches to this block here. Now, if I were to place a brick here, it wouldn't connect. Now, what I could do is I could get, I believe it's called super glue. I could create super glue, which is slime, an iron plate, and an iron nugget. And that essentially does that job. So, as you can see, it sticks that side, and then you place another block, and it connects. And then they can both spin. So, instead of needing that super glue, we can just place this chassis like so, and that stays connected. Oh, I do not want that one there. So basically, we just need to make something that resembles a windmill. I think that's pretty close. Then we can probably grab the super glue, which we're gonna have to make. Which apparently we need some iron nuggets. That's fine. But apparently we have slime balls, so our job is a lot easier. And then it's sort of, how do I want to make the windmill actually look? Because essentially, this by itself does nothing. Obviously, if it did something, it'd be spinning. What we need, though, is we need a structure, and then on top of that structure, we put in these sails, these white sails, and depending on how many we have, it spins more. So essentially, I need to try and figure out how to make this not look horrific. I have a little idea. I think the first step should actually be making some of the sails. That probably makes a lot more sense than, trying to figure it out without having the sails. So let's go ahead and make some of these frames. We'll get, I guess, 16. I assume we'll need more. And then we surround those over a piece of wool, and we get our sails. So how much wool do we have? We actually have quite a bit of red wool, so I guess I'll craft these ones up. So here are the white sails. I think I can place these down, and it might start spinning already, maybe? Not too sure. Well, let me place it like this and we'll see what happens. Alrighty, so this is where we're currently at. I think this design doesn't look too bad. We have the sails here. We have some brick panels there so that they sort of sit a little bit flush. It's not spinning yet. Now, there's two possibilities. One is that we don't have anything connected here, and so it's not spinning. But it could be possibly that I haven't even put on the, whatchamacallits, the super glue, which I guess might be needed. Now, how do I want to do this? Because this is actually sticking out quite a bit and it kind of looks ugly. Maybe I just move everything back a bit, because if we're going to be super gluing it anyway, we don't even really need these chassis, right? We might as well just do it a little bit differently. Alright, so here's what I'm thinking. We place this like that, right? We right-click to super glue the side. Then we place another panel. Not like that. Then we... Oh, the super glue stays. That's really nice. Am I able to float in the air? There we go. Place this. Why is it not wanting to place the way that I would like it to? What if we do this now? There we go. Okay, so these two should be connected. Then let me see how this how the sails work. Do these need super glue too? I'm assuming it will start spinning if it doesn't need super glue. but I don't really know. I sort of assumed it would work, but let's see. We'll super glue this part. We will place the sail. Are there any movements? I don't know. And as you can see, when you hold the super glue, you can actually see every single other place that you've put the super glue. But then when you deselect it, it just looks normal. Nothing's spinning still, so I'm starting to think maybe we do need I guess a gear on the back. So let's try with this, with a small cogwheel. That doesn't necessarily work, or at least it's not spinning. Let's try with a big one. I don't think there'll be much of a difference, but so far nothing. Oh, you know what it is? I should have done a little bit more reading. You right-click with an empty hand to attach the structure that you built in front. So I have a feeling that this works. Let's grab the rest of this stuff. Let me finish supergluing the structure together. I'll also test with the sails to see if... Oh my god, why does it do that? I'll test with the sails to double check whether or not they need to be superglued on or whether they naturally connect. Now, let's see if it shows. If we look here, it doesn't look like they needed superglue, right? They will attach the blocks in each other without the need of superglue. Oh, there you go. So yeah, we still need to put these bits on. Then we can remove the back to make it look a little bit nicer. I say a little bit nicer, like this isn't the ugliest thing we've ever seen in our lives. Then we attach the sails, and I try and remember how to attach them. But yeah, they don't need superglue. So there we go. Alrighty, so here's how it currently looks. Might not be the prettiest thing, but hopefully it works. Let's go ahead and right-click. And it attaches, and it spins. How cool is that? So obviously it's not spinning ridiculously fast, although it does generate 1,024 stress units. That's pretty good. I think we can actually go check the water wheels. I want to see exactly how much they generate, because I don't think it's nearly that. Yeah, these generate 160 stress units. The flywheel, I think when it's functioning, so let me get a little bit more cobblestone to smelt. Let's see how many stress units this makes. This makes 16,000, so it's not that good, right? Like, it's not insanely good, but it's also not insanely bad. All right, so I think the play now is to get two different gearboxes. One to get it to go to the side, and then one that's a vertical one. So did we just get rid of everything? Yeah, so we need more cogwheels. What I should also do as well is, did I make the wrench? I don't believe that I did. I think I needed brass for it, didn't I? Oh no, it was gold plates. I'm going to make the wrench. Actually, no. You know what? I shouldn't have made the wrench because what I was going to show off was the fact that you get a wrench for free. But in my brain, I sort of lost track. So the quests have been updated again. People were asking where the quests went. They were gone away for a little bit, but some of them have made their return. For example, create here with all the information you need for all of these items. Pretty ridiculous. If we tick this off, we get a wrench and I believe the head of Lady Lexi, who I assume is the developer. That would be my best guess. So what we can do there is, oh, I do not have enough room in my inventory. We'll go place that down somewhere. Or you know what we could do? We could place it directly onto our windmill. I reckon that sounds pretty cool. Let's place it right there. Oh, I pressed the wrong block. Check out this. So now we've got the head there, and it spins around. We might change it later, but I think that's fine for now. Where was I? I believe, yeah. So now hopefully a lot of these other quests will get completed as we get the stuff that we need in our inventory or wherever. Maybe I'll grab some andesite in my inventory just to get that quest done. There we go. And then hopefully, you know, I won't have to go and pick these things up later or whatever if I want to actually finish all of these quests, which might be fun. It'll give us something to work towards. So let's continue. I believe we were working on the gear shift here. So we'll make another bit of these andesite casings, another gearbox. Sorry, not a gear shift. So yeah, one of these I want to turn into a vertical one. You just do that by putting it in your crafting table. And what I'm going to do is place the gearbox here. That'll have it go to the side. And then I was thinking, how do I get essentially rotational energy to each of these water sources? Because I think that's where I'll place my harvester that will essentially spin around and harvest. I think for now, a good goal would be to set up the harvester, right? And set up one of them. At least one of them. Because I don't know how difficult this is going to be. And I don't want this video to necessarily be infinitely long, like some of our past ones. So we'll see what happens. I do, however, need more of these shafts. So let me make, I guess, a stack of them. Maybe we don't need a vertical gearbox for now. I think we will in a little bit, but I think for now, this should be fine. I'm not sure how we can make this look less ugly. I imagine what we could do is possibly run this connection under the ground. Maybe? I think that could work, or at the very least a little bit lower. I might rework that because this is pretty simple, but we'll do that later. Our main focus now is getting something to actually harvest this. We've got the rotational energy, everything's spinning, albeit very slowly. We can use gears to speed that up or whatever. So yeah, now we need the stuff to actually work. So in order to harvest the stuff, we're going to need a mechanical harvester. So it's used with andesite alloys, some of these iron sheets, and andesite casing. Now, how big is this? It's just one block, right? Exactly. So I think what we need is at least 4, because essentially I want it to spin around and harvest a 4-wide distance here. In theory, we could have it down at the bottom here and just harvest like the entire thing at once with a massive chain, but I think it might be better to just start off a little bit smaller. So let's go ahead and make 4 more of these if we have the stuff. We might need, yeah, another bit of these, the andesite casings, which have apparently not been bookmarked. There we go. Andesite casings, make a few of those. Make 1 more harvester. Beautiful. Then I'm probably going to want more of those chassis that we had. So I'll make 3 of them. No, I think I need 4. So let's get the pine in there. So then in order to get this stuff to actually harvest, there's a few things we could do. One is we could set up a piston that essentially pushes the harvester all the way through here. And you could probably have it go the whole distance. And essentially it'll turn rotational energy into a pushing force. And it will push through. The harvesters will go across this wheat and harvest it. And then they can get pulled back. And that will work. The other way is to have a harvester on a bearing spinning around. Sort of like how the windmill's spinning. But instead of sails, it will have harvesters. And I think that's what we'll do. So for this one, we're going to need a mechanical bearing, not the windmill bearing. So this guy needs another turntable, which is the shaft and the slab. There we go. Then all the stuff we've seen before, casings, alloys, and shafts. There we go. Now how do I put this together? I think I think I'm gonna get another whatchamacallit. That's the technical term. Gearbox. There we go. And turn this guy into the vertical and set this guy up there. That way I can build off of this, right? So I want to have the bearing underneath here, but I actually want it to be a lot closer to the ground, I think. I'm not entirely sure. Alright, so I think this is pretty much what we do. We have chassis all connected here, connected to the bottom of this bearing, which automatically connects. Then we superglue these ones, like so. Put in our mechanical harvesters, so they're now connected. And in theory, I think that's it. I think this now works. I think what can happen is if I right-click this, have a look at that. It goes around and I harvest it. Let's quickly right-click this to turn it off. Because at the moment, it's just dropping stuff on the ground. I believe there's an item we can get, which will actually hold this stuff and pick it up. Wait. It might not even be an item. It might just be a chest, a vanilla chest, placed anywhere on the structure. It's possible. Let's right-click it. Oh, wait. I probably need superglue, right? Superglue, chest. Let's see. I've turned it on. It's spinning in a circle. It's harvesting. The items aren't dropped on the ground. Let's turn it back off. Open this guy up. Wheat and seeds. How cool is that? Now, as you can see, it's only going in a circle, so we are missing the corners. I could make it go bigger, or I can just make the farm a little bit smaller. And I think that might be cooler, having the farm be circles and sort of making this look a little bit nicer. So we'll leave it as it is. Obviously, these bits we're going to have to hoe down again. And yeah, it made that stuff into... I'm a little bit confused. Because like whenever it stops, it clearly breaks it. So I guess once it's running, we don't want it to stop. Ooh, another thing is, what's going to happen when it reaches here? We might need to make these farms even smaller. Because look, it's going to reach this thing. I think it'll go through it. But that doesn't look like... That does not look nice at all, does it? Okay. We could make it smaller, or we could make this go in a bit. Yeah, maybe I redesign this so it's not just on stilts. It might look a little bit cooler too. Alright, so here we go. Let's see. This looks a lot better. I think that looks a lot nicer. So here's how it currently is. This still, I mean, it definitely could do with some work. It could do with a lot of work. It does not look the greatest, but at least it's functioning. There's one more step to do, which I think we might be able to maybe somehow incorporate to the middle. And that is, you can get some item that actually takes the stuff off of the, like out of the chest, out of the moving chest. I'm not entirely sure what it's called, so we might struggle a bit here. But it's something. I know that much. Okay, here we go. Inventories on moving contraptions can't be interacted. This component can interact with storage without the need to stop the contraption. Place a second one with a gap of 1 or 2 blocks in between. Whenever they pass by each other, they will engage, and it will take the items out. The stationary interface will represent all inventories. Okay, so you can now insert or you can pipe out, I imagine. Yeah. That is awesome. Okay. So ideally, what we need is... Oh, I know exactly what to do. We're going to stop it when it gets to right here, I think. I could do it on the back as well. I think we'll stop it when it gets here. I've got an interesting idea. So, wait for it to spin. I've also obviously got to put some gears in here to get it going a little bit faster. It's also apparently really foggy. Way to ruin the video. So we'll have it go here. We'll stop it. We're going to make some of these items. They're called portable storage interfaces. It uses brass casings and andesite funnels. Luckily we have one, although we do need another, so I guess we'll craft it. Andesite funnel uses some dried kelp and some andesite alloy. There we go. Make another one of these. There we go. So I want to place one here, and then have the other one here. I think that is perfect, because they said 1 or 2 block distance. That's 1 or 2 blocks. The items are going to be here. We'll have an identical one on every single side, in theory, if we keep this design up. And then within this tunnel, within this structure, I guess, or maybe even underneath, we can pipe into our system. So let's go ahead and get a chest. I guess we'll get an ender chest. We'll hook this up, get a diamond so that we can lock it. I've noticed a few people's bases. They're not locking their ender chest. It does cost a diamond, but it means that other people can't access it. You just shift, right-click with a diamond, and now it's private. You can see in the top left, it says Dewstream. Now no one else can access this ender chest, so keep that in mind when you're playing on public servers or, servers with other people. So there we go. Let's grab some of these pipes. Grab our pipe wrench. Do this and that. That doesn't connect. Now, to be fair, I think they showed using a conveyor belt to get the items out and a funnel, which I guess I could do. Can we get funnels? We have one here. We'll make another one. And this just got really annoying. Essentially, I want to have this here. Place the chest here. Oh, no. But then it just doesn't really work. Maybe I'll just use a hopper. I think a hopper will work. I guess we'll experiment. Alright, well, let's check. We have 591 seeds in our storage. Inside this chest is a stack. So, essentially, if we have over 600 seeds, we'll know that this has worked. So I've just got a hopper hooked up connected to the ender chest. That will automatically go into our system. Let's go ahead and turn this guy on. Okay, let's do this, but properly this time. Let's super glue it. Grab our item. Connect it. There we go. Let's get it going. Okay, so it's connected. So now we should be getting seeds in here. Oh, I saw the wheat go in. I believe it's working. I believe the hopper works. It's doing it slowly because I'm pretty sure there's quite a lot of items. So what we might want to do... Well, I guess, you know what? They don't grow that fast. Once we get rid of that big set of items that we have, it will be a lot faster in the future. Because at the moment, obviously, it's very slow. There's over a stack of items for a hopper to move out. It's going to be a little bit rough. But once it's gotten rid of those, it should be better. It should be set for the future, essentially. So all I need to do now, I think, is plow this ground, which... Would you believe me if I told you I don't have anything to do that? Let's grab a diamond hoe. That'll get the job done. So I think we can get away with this. Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da. And I think I can actually hoe the ground through this machine because it's not actually a machine. It's just an entity now. It's just a spinning entity. So as you can see, all of this is hooked up. These corner blocks, I no longer like that they exist. So let's go ahead and replace those. I have some dirt on me. I don't have my dank on me, but there we go. Do that there. I'll do that with all the corners, and then we'll have a look at what everything looks like. Alrighty, so here's how it looks with one of them. What I might do as well is, just so that we can see it, is I might up the gear ratio here. I believe to do that we use the gear shifts, I believe. I think one gear shift and then encased chain drives. I think that's how we did it. So let me make some cogwheels, which apparently is going to need some buttons. A lot of stuff we have to do. And yeah, I'll set that stuff up. Alrighty, so it stopped for a minute, which meant that it broke the grass again, which is a little bit annoying, but I guess it's fine. Hopefully, once it's set up, we won't be stopping it at all, so that shouldn't be a problem. And I assume there's probably a way that we could have it move out of the way before it stops. But that's just extra effort, right? So here's what I've got set up. This strange contraption. So this is using encased chain drives and adjustable chain gear shifts. So what I'm going to do is place a lever on each of those red ones. There's also one down here that we can hook up. Oh, struggling a bit. There we go. And each time we turn this on, it should spin faster. So let's see. Turn that on. It's definitely spinning faster. Turn this one on. It's spinning faster. Turn this one. It's spinning faster. And turn this one on. That's pretty fast. That's honestly, that might be a little bit, just the tiniest bit too fast. That's pretty ridiculous. But it's also pretty easy. We can just flick this and turn it off. I think, honestly, that's probably a good speed, or even, honestly, maybe just that. Like, this, I think, you know what? Now that I look at it, now that I've seen it really fast, that's not that bad, that speed. Interesting. Very interesting. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm pretty happy with this, though. I'm pretty happy with this. I also kind of like that it's a circle. What I can do is maybe get these ones looking the exact same, just to see what it all looks like. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm pretty happy with this episode as well. I think we'll probably end it here because setting this guy up, although it was easy, it's going to be a little bit repetitive, and I don't think it's worth the time doing that. I don't know if I'll do it off camera though. Maybe, or maybe in the next episode or something, I'll supercut it. I'm feeling accomplished though. I am liking it. Let's also do that. This corner was apparently already ready. Already ready? Ready. What I also sort of want to do is see if we can chop down these trees with the machine as well. That might be asking for a bit much, but we'll see what happens. Another thing would be to make that actually look pretty nice, like make it look maybe in theme with this windmill. But I like it. I think this is pretty cool. And I think it will definitely look a lot cooler as I do the other spots. Create is a really cool mod. Another thing that I'm kind of wanting to experiment with a little bit in the future is you can make schematics. So I could put probably this entire thing as a schematic, and then you guys are able to use, I believe it's called a schematic cannon. Yeah, here we go. A schematic cannon. And essentially, you put in all the ingredients and it shoots them out and builds this design with all of these things included, assuming you have them available. That's pretty cool. That's honestly pretty cool. So we might experiment with that in the future, but yeah, I'm pretty happy. I feel good. Thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, please do consider subscribing. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. If you want to play on the server, Discord linked below. And yeah, goodbye.